Welcome, in front of me is a Honor 9X, and today I'll go over unboxing along with a brief overview of the device. So before I actually get started, I'll mention that this will, because it's also a review, this device was already a little bit used, and yeah. So getting started, this is the box that it comes in, and yep, just dropped it. Now on the box you just get the typical specifications. It's a fairly cheap looking box, nothing really special here. No one really cares about the box. So then there's the device itself. Now take it out and set it onto the side for now. Not too. And inside you get the cable, the charger, and here we get the booklets and all that garbage that no one really cares about, along with a case for the device. So also let's set it to the side. We're going to look at it in a second, how it fits. Drop it to the side, and then there's the cable. It's a Type-C, and the charger is just a 10-watt charger. No, it's not actually in here. So let's just drop that somewhere and get the phone in here. So there's the device. Now I'm gonna start off with the case just to pop it on there. So that's how it looks like without the case. A fairly nice looking device, honestly. Looks fairly slick. It has a, I would say, premium look. Maybe it doesn't really feel that premium, but it at least looks like one. There we go. So that's the case on here, as you can see. It does have a weird cutout on top. That's because we have the selfie camera on here. The device has the selfie is on top because there's no notch. They basically made it motorized, so that's why. Now I'm gonna take it off for the rest of the video. So getting straight to the specifications of the device, it's rocking a 6.59 inch display with a full HD resolution, which means 1080p by 2340 with a 84.3% screen to body ratio, so it's still a little bit low considering they removed the notch from the screen, but it still looks a little bit better than having a kind of hideous notch like on here. Just get rid of this. So you can see this kind of notch is kind of disgusting in my opinion. Now the density of the display is 391 pixels per inch with a IPS LCD display. So you're not getting these super deep blacks as you would get with an AMOLED or OLED display. Then when it comes down to the cameras on the front, just bring up the front maybe. There we go, once we turn it on. You have this little thing right here, and that is a 12 megapixel, I believe. Let me just quickly get 16 megapixel wide sensor that can shoot at 1080p, I believe 60. Let's also see. And 1080. Okay, so it's only limited to 30 frames actually. So now the back sensors, if I quickly lock it, as you can see you have 3 different cameras. So the main one is a 48 megapixel wide sensor, then you have an 8 megapixel ultra wide and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. And all that I believe can shoot at 1080p 60. But you can quickly check it just to be certain of it. 1080p, yep, there it is, 1080p 60. So that is the highest you can go. There's no 4K, but then it's a budget device, keep that in mind. So I have to give them thumbs up for the fact that they included a 1080p 60. And apart from that, the device has 4 or 6 gigs of RAM with a Kirin 710F. Now the amount of RAM also depends on how much storage you get. This is, let's see, one in front of me is a 4 gig, 128 gigs, so it's basically the middle spec. Now When you go for the lowest one, you get 64 gigabytes of storage along with 4 gigs of RAM. And then you have a 128 gig storage with 4 and 6 gig RAM, so you can choose either one or the other. And also, when it comes down to storage, it's expandable via the SD card, and it's a typical normal micro SD card. It's none of those nano memory from Huawei, considering this is technically a Huawei device, just branded as Honor, but luckily they didn't want to jam that nano memory in there. Then, apart from that, the device has a 4000 milliamp hour battery, but like I said, because of the charging, it's a 10 watt charging here. With a 10 watt charger, you're not going to be getting super fast charging speed. So I believe it takes like over 2 hours to charge it full from dead. So that's a kind of downside. And obviously you don't have a wireless charging on this device. Wouldn't really expect it for about $230 or something like that the device goes for. It is, like I said, a budget device. Now, apart from that, let's see. We get a Play Store, which is a thumbs up for this. As you probably already heard, the newer Huawei devices, because of the ban, they don't get the Play Store, so you either have to sideload it or just simply rely fully on the app gallery that comes in here as well. But fortunately, here we got the Play Store, so that's nice. Then Bluetooth is just a simple 4.2 version, and then Wi-Fi supports 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, so you can utilize the faster Wi-Fi with the 5 gigahertz. And obviously you get the luckily the USB Type-C charging port, as you can see right over here, and also the cable that comes provided. And you also have the headphone jack, which is a nice surprise, which I wasn't really expecting here. Now, you do not get headphones with the device in there, so you just have to have yours, which is probably better considering this is a budget device, so you would most likely not get anything mind-blowing in the box with them. And a downside, you don't get any NFC, so if you like paying with your phone and have your card added there just so you can pay with your device, as probably some people do. I personally do that, and I really like paying with my device and not having to carry my wallet with me. Then you won't be able to do it in here because, well, there is no NFC, unfortunately. But apart from that, the device seems to be really nice. I really like the fact that they went with the camera that is motorized instead of adding a notch. It just has a little bit cleaner look. I'm not a fan of the notches, although before they don't bother me, but since the motorized cameras exist, this is just a cleaner look to it. I don't like the cutouts and the display. If I can have it out of the way, I prefer it out of the way. I don't really use selfie cams, so this is, in my opinion, a better way. And yeah, now in the back, you also, apart from the cameras and the flash, you also get the fingerprint sensor. Now, the sensor is fairly reliable. It works fairly quickly and well, so no worries there. And then on the sides, you get the typical volume and power key, so nothing really special here. At the top, you have the SIM tray and the camera, motorized camera, and then on the left side, just a clean side, nothing on here. And at the bottom, like I said before, you get the headphone jack, the Type-C charging port, and also a speaker grill. And at the front, no marking whatsoever, just a display, and it looks really nice. So for a budget device, I have to say it is a fairly decent choice here. It has all majority of the things that I would personally want from the device. It's only lacking, in my case, the NFC, which I would really like. Everything else is there that I would want. Now we can also, before I finish this off, I'm gonna bring up some props right here. There we go. So my two subjects, there we go. Let's check out the camera. So let's go to photos and see how it deals with them. Also, let's see the settings. So right now it's set to 12 megapixel recommended. We're gonna go to 48 megapixel. And yeah, let's keep it as it is in default. So let's pop up some photos. Now I have to say there is a little bit of a lag and kind of choppiness to how well the device can handle the 48 pixels, but hopefully it can make a decent photo. Now right off the bat I can already see some of the problems with this, so I just slap it on here and you can see that it, for instance, kept this part sharp, but then the top of it's blurry. It does the bokeh kind of wonky. It doesn't really look well from what I can see right now. Let's see on here. Now again, the bokeh is messed up. So you can see the top of the subject right here being blurry, while basically the front of it, probably the closest thing to the camera, it's, well, fairly sharp actually, but then it loses right over here. It just becomes a blurry mess of undefined image. Now this is a fairly well lit room at the moment. It has a literal spotlight right above, as you can see right here in the reflection, so there is enough light to capture good photos, and this is more of a problem with the camera and the bokeh to it. Maybe there's a way to disable it. Let's see. Probably not, considering there is also a portrait mode. Now there is also a wide mode and a night mode, I assume. I guess I was assuming wrong. So it looks like there is no night mode on this device. Oh no, there it is, my bad. So you do have a night mode. Now won't be really much use here, considering it's a well-lit room. Even if I turned it off, there's still enough light to basically take a respectable photo, I would say. So can't really test the night mode here, but as you see, the photos itself look so-so. Now this is also a case for the fact that, well, I'm taking a picture of a subject. If you're planning to take some kind of photos of mountains and stuff like that, something that has well, is far away, I believe this would be looking fairly decent. But in terms of something that is up close with the bokeh, I assume if I were taking a selfie it would do the same. So let's check that. Right, not here. There we go, let's flip it over. Also directions, so I want this one. It did actually look like, and there's no beautification or whatever you want to call it. At least it doesn't look like it. And my hair actually looks really decent, so at least the selfie works okay. And now I'm not going to be trying to do that with the back camera alone, so yeah. But you've seen it, how it looked before. So apart from that, like I said before, the device seems to work really well, and for the $200 and something that it will cost, depending at what time you're buying and where you're buying it from, it's a fairly good budget option, which I would recommend. And if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.